All right, welcome back everyone to another episode here of Bass and Furious TV. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate everybody that's been rocking with the channel. I know you guys are probably sitting there and you're like, man, dude, you're very consistent until you're not. Like, you literally disappear, fall off the face of the earth. And yes, I understand that. And yes, that is true. I didn't actually fall. I'm still here, but I do take break and try to figure, life is lifing and things like that. So, but I am back with another video, and I do plan to make this a regular thing, probably like 2 uploads every week. So I hope you're all ready, because I got time. It's about to be the winter, and I ain't worried about much else other than making these videos for you guys. So there will be some fishing videos like I mentioned before, but most of the time I just want to be talking about different topics, whether that be a hot topic in the industry, whether that be something that I picked up that I think might can help, whether that be just some random stuff, maybe a tournament vlog, things like that, just kind of piecing stuff together to make sure that I am putting together some good quality, consistent things that pops in my brain as it pops in my brain. I don't want to be coming up 3 weeks after the fact with the topic. But we want to talk about today, I just got back from Lake Norman for the regional tournament for the Shenandoah division. And yeah, Lake Norman is a very, very interesting, fun, tough, interesting place to fish. And needless to say, I had a good time. I absolutely love catching spotted bass. This was my first time ever in my life catching spotted bass, so that was a whole new thing in itself. But they are bass and they like to eat. And if you get around them, they will eat. If you're not around them, they may actually find you. Literally, they move that fast and they move that often. If you're not around them, they may run into you before you run into them. They move very fast. But it's a tough place. It's a tough place to fish. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I really like it. I think it really suits my style very well. I just need to go back down there in a boat, and that's it. And I've pretty much made that decision. One second. I've actually made that decision for the majority of these tournaments, is that, like, you guys kind of, when it's like when you feel like you're ready for something and it's time to do something. We're about at that time, guys. So I don't know if it'll be on a boat or if I'm actually going to go a whole nother route. I'll make some videos for that coming soon. I might go actually a whole nother route. But yeah, it's about that time to start making these decisions myself and get out there. Nothing too crazy happened at the tournament to make me feel like, this is, oh my God, I just can't take it. I can't do it. Like, it wasn't that type of deal. It's just one of those kind of moments where you're like, yeah, I could have figured this out. And I definitely could have had a pattern, and I definitely could have had a lot of stuff to myself. And I picked up on some stuff very early, and that's the reason why I was able to catch fish. I was pretty much junk fishing, just kind of whatever I saw, pitching at and hoping and wishing. I caught a fish out in the middle of top water. Didn't even see a single bit of activity, but I was like, let me just throw some top water. Bow, I got one. Okay. I caught one on a jig in particular. This jig right here. This is the Mega Custom Tackle. This is the Baby J finesse jig, 5/16 ounce jig. Fish ate it so good, I literally had to go find something to help me get it out, because it absolutely chewed this little jig like insane. But it was a little bit less wind on day 1 than it was on day 2, and this worked on day 1. Day 2, not so much. I needed to go a little heavier. I didn't actually bring any heavier, so there you go. But I did have other things. I tried other things. I was still able to get bit, but just not just eating the jig like I was really enjoying. So but it's an interesting place to fish. I had a lot of fun. I caught a couple on a shaky head. They were whacking the best out of my spinner bait, but they would never eat it really good. Nothing on a crankbait, not a single solitary thing on a crankbait. Nothing on a lot of baits. A lot of people say they were catching them on drop shots. I never got a bite on a drop shot, but I look at it relative to the amount of time that I threw certain baits. I threw the jig probably 50% of the day on day 2. I threw everything on day 1. Day 2, I kind of honed in on what I thought was working. But, like I said, it's a tough place to fish, and it's an interesting place to fish. And I'd like another crack at it, but I will never make that drive down to Norman again unless I'm pulling a boat behind me or something else. But I will never make that drive down to Norman again. There's way too much good fishing right around here, and I just became aware of the fact that there are spotted, because I started looking for them. Now, I didn't know anything about spotted bass. I really didn't care about spotted bass at all. I started looking around for spotted bass in Virginia, and I found that they are in Virginia. So I will never drive to Norman to catch a spotted bass when they're an hour away from my house. I'll just go to catch them around here. They are fun to catch. That is for sure. Spotted bass are fun. They are fun to catch, and they hit your bait like I swear they hit your bait like they literally will pull the rod out of your hand, and it'll be a 12-inch fish. And I had a 12.5-inch fish hit my jerk bait so hard that I thought for sure that I had hooked a gar, a freaking alligator. Like I had no, it hit it so hard. I'm like, oh, this is the one. This is what I'm looking for. And as I finally got it up to me, I'm like, dude, this sucker's 12 inches. Like, what is going on? Now, I did say my comment all week is that these spotted bass are a lot of fun to catch. I was very hyped about the spotted bass. So once I got to catch one, it was very good. You do chase them. You're live scoping all day. You're looking around brush piles and trying to find them, rocks, humps, things like that. Just pretty much just scanning around all day. And then you fish the docks. Figure them out where they're at in one of those phases and just go to work. Hit as many as you can, and that's pretty much Norman. Like, Norman's not rocket science, man. It's literally, if you're finding docks with brush under there, just run every dock you know with brush on it. Circle back around and hit the ones again that you hit earlier. Run them again, find other ones. Just spend your whole day looking for docks with brush underneath of them, or brush out in front of them, or brush underneath it. Like, run that. Look for some rocks. Deep rocks, find those. They'll be grouped up on those. Look for some humps out in some deeper water, 25, 30 feet, 15 feet, 12 feet. Look for that. Put that together as part of your plan. Go fish Norman and come back. If you don't run enough of them in a day, you're not going to do well. I'm going to tell you that right now. You will not do well. If you try to be slow, methodical, and picking them apart and waiting until, you're going to get your feelings hurt, man. Run as much of them as you can. Circle back. You spend 5 minutes pitching at every piece of it. That's fine. You better put yourself on times 2 and fast forward yourself, because you need to pitch quick. They hit if they're there. If they ain't there, man, you wasting your time, dude. It's not a matter of like sit and wait 20 minutes till they come. They're going to hit it if they're there. And if they're not, you're wasting your time. You got to keep it moving. So I enjoyed it. I met some great people down there. I got to stay with some really cool guys, man. Huge shouts out to them. I had a blast talking fishing. Normally I go by myself. I'm kind of chilling, or I go with my buddy. And he does his own thing. I do my own thing. Like, it's different. But this was a whole house of anglers. We're all chilling, all having a good time. It was pretty cool, man. It's always pretty cool when you get to travel with people, like-minded people that like fishing, like getting out there, like catching bass, like talking about bass. Super cool. So huge shouts out to Richard. Huge shouts out to James. They're awesome dudes, man. I had a really great time. We got drove there every day, which I've never had done before. Just get dropped off. That was super awesome. Guys, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun at Norman. I'm very excited. I'm very thankful. And congrats to everybody who did good out there. David Williams got out there and did his thing again. A couple other my buddies got out there, got in the money line. So congrats to all of them. Those guys are hammers, and if I don't tell them in person, I'm telling them now. Y'all are hammers. Y'all dudes are phenomenal, and keep crushing it, because they figured it out. I didn't know a lot of my buddies had already been there before. I didn't know that. I figured that all of us were kind of going down there now, but these dudes have been to Norman. They've already got top 5s, top 10s at Norman, so they kind of got dialed in way quicker than I did. That's fine. I did get dialed, and if I went back again, I 100% guarantee I know how to catch them. Whether they bite, whether not, I don't know, but I guarantee I know how to catch them. I'll probably bring 5 rods, and I will throw the same things all day, and I will never make a change, because there's no point. They eat what they're going to eat, and everybody has similar stuff tied on. I may make a tweak to something, but other than that, yeah, it's very, very, very cut and dry. You need to be throwing X, Y, and Z, and if you're not, you're wasting your time. So, anyways, Norman was fun, just kind of vlogging the whole deal. You'll see here my fish catches. I caught a couple of fish, show you my spots, things like that. Huge thank you to both my boaters. I had a good time. I enjoyed myself. My day 1 boater was able to work his way into the money, got a check. Day 2 guy figured out something on day 2, and he was catching a few. So shouts out to them. Had a good time, met a lot of cool people, and had a good time down there at Lake Norman, Huntersville or Huntville or something, North Carolina. Had a good time. I love North Carolina for fishing. If I could move to a place, it'd be North Carolina, Texas, or Florida. I'd move to one of those 3 places. If I wanted to consistently catch some good bass, I'd go to one of those places. So Lake Norman in a nutshell, guys. Get down there. If you want to go down to Norman and catch some fish, bring you a jig, preferably a 1/2 ounce. Bring you a shaky head, bring you a drop shot, top water, a fluke or like a walking bait, and jerk bait. There's a couple things like that you need, and a spinner bait. And if you bring anything else, you should probably just throw your tackle bag in the water and go home, okay? Those are what you need to bring. Maybe you can get away with a blade bait, a couple other things like that you can mix in there. Always, guys, I'm just giving you some go-tos if you want to go down there and catch fish. I don't always equate whether or not I know how to catch fish versus whether I actually did well in a tournament. Sometimes you just don't do well. Sometimes conditions don't line up. Sometimes placement of the boat doesn't line up. Like sometimes things just don't line up when you're a co-angler. You may or may not have the chance to get out there and shine bright like a diamond. It doesn't mean you don't know how to catch the fish there. You figure out how to catch the fish. You know how to fish. You know where to present the bait at. It's just if you're going to get the chance to present it. If you're fishing behind a dude that's really well and you're not even getting that chance to present it. If you're fishing behind somebody's live scoping out in the middle of nowhere all day and they're pitching an isolated fish, you're not going to have the time to get out there and shine like you would, more as opposed to just randomly casting and hope you run into one. So I'm giving you things that even randomly cast or looking at, you will catch a bass out there at Lake Norman. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for tuning into the channel. I'm trying to make more and more of these videos and to be a little bit more consistent with my posting and uploading, guys, because YouTube is a great way to connect with different people, get some information out there to people, and kind of build and grow. So I look forward to doing that. Also, if you haven't had a chance, check out, I'm going to keep saying it, guys, this is a venture I'm just starting on. I'm going to promote the heck out of it as many times as I can. But Fish Only Eat the Senkos. Y'all got to check out my line, my whole line of clothes. This is my hoodie, designed by me, put together by me, and sold on bonfire.com. The link is going to pop up right in my video. The whole time it'll be a link. Fish Only Eat Senkos, Fish Only Eat spinner baits, Fish Only Eat jerk baits, Fish Only Eat drop shots, crank baits, spoons, plugs, all that, guys. I got a whole line. Also have a Never Give Up line, and I'm working on a brand new one that I'm working with the designer as I'm filming this video. I'm working with a person on getting a whole different line that I hope, again, is universal, that everybody can rock and get behind. So thank you to everyone who supported the campaign so far. It's going to be going on for a while. I've got probably close to 15 or 20 people that have chosen to go and look at the site, click submit, and make a purchase of something to support somebody that's trying to do something. I've had people that actually took time out of their day to go to the site, click on it, check out, buy one of the things, and that means the world to me. I need you all to know that means the world to me, to actually support me and my family. Thank you so much for doing that, guys. That means the world to actually come up with your own idea. If there ever was a time to start your own business, come up with your own idea, be creative, inspire, encourage, and if there ever was a time to do it, there's so much negative things going on in the fishing industry. There's so much negative things going on in the world in general. If there ever was a time to start your own thing, get it out there yourself. Take advantage of the opportunities that are there, all the different platforms and things like that, and different sites and things you can use. If there ever was a time to do it, now is the time to do it. So I'm doing it. I've been doing it for the last 3 years, and this is my plan to continue on with it. So thank you to everyone who chose to go to the site, actually pick up something, or who shared it out to someone. If you don't want to buy it, you don't wear hoodies, t-shirts not really your thing, you're more of a button-up polo kind of guy, I get it. You don't need to buy a hoodie. But if you get it and you share it out to someone, that helps too. Somebody else might want a hoodie. A lot of people like to fish in hoodies. A lot of people like the little pocket. Throw their stuff in there and go fishing. A lot of people like to wear it in the mall or, wherever. They like to look good and let everybody know that they like fishing and let everybody know what bait they got. If you share it out, I appreciate the share. Thank you so much. Sharing out, it really, really helps. Sharing it out, I certainly appreciate it, and thank you so much. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I look forward to making more. You guys are awesome. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Check me out on the next video coming up. Twice a week uploads. Let's go. My Bass and Furious friends, thank you so much. I'll catch you guys on the next one.